In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to connect Supabase to Netlify. If you're deploying an app with Netlify and using Supabase as your backend, one of the most important setup tasks is making sure your project URL and API key are available as environment variables. This keeps your configuration organized and allows your deployed site to communicate with Supabase correctly. To get started, open Supabase in your browser. Once you're in the dashboard, click into the project you want to connect to Netlify. After that, go to the project settings area. Inside settings, open the API keys section. Here, you'll need to copy two specific values from your Supabase project. The first is your project URL, and the second is your project API key labeled anon or public. These are the two values typically used by a front-end app to initialize a connection to Supabase. As a quick tip, make sure you copy each value carefully so there are no extra spaces before or after the text. Once you've copied those two strings, switch over to Netlify and open your site dashboard. From there, select the project where you want to use Supabase. Inside that project, navigate to the project configuration area, then open environment variables. Now click Add a Variable. You're going to create two environment variables here, and the exact names should match the setup used in your code base. In this example, the first variable is Supabase URL. For its value, paste the project URL you copied from Supabase, then add a second variable named Supabase anon key. For its value, paste the anon or public key you copied earlier. This step is important because your app will look for these exact values when it runs in the Netlify environment. After both variables have been added, click Save. That's it. Your Netlify project now has the Supabase connection details it needs. A final note here. Because environment variables are used by your deployed app, you may need to trigger a new deploy if your site doesn't pick them up automatically. Also, even though the anon key is meant for public client use, it's still a good idea to manage it through environment variables instead of hard coding it directly into random places. Once saved, your app should be ready to connect to Supabase through Netlify using the values you just configured.